quickly making a scene of some kind. So first off, add a sky gadget, because that will really help you figure out what kind of feel you want. And I find it easier to look at this instead of the actual sky to figure out which sky image I want. So I can see like this side and the sky, I guess, something like that. And I'll turn that tinting off. That's a 50. So that's pretty cool for maybe like a somewhat nighttime-y thing. So if we turn down the saturation a bit, got some dark areas and some, like, if you look on the globe and use L2, you can see we've got some blotches of lighter sky, and then we've got darker sky over here. So then we can have darker sky at the top, and then like lighter sky in the distance, maybe. Maybe even tint it slightly orangey so it looks like very slightly orangey. That's not doing anything. Okay, yeah, so like that's a great way of finding a nice vibe pretty quickly. I think I'll actually go yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you turn down the light, and then you add some, maybe add some stars. We're just yeah, a single dot will be okay. Make it glow like that, and then we've already got it open. And put it inside sphere and a lot of spread. Actually, probably want to make it smaller. Yeah, now for this kind of thing, I do my trick of having a hidden huge thing within the within like the star field. So if I whammy that up like that, we'll bring them together and group them. And now I'm going to whammy that up and use X-ray mode to be able to see the chip. So I can make this huge and then put that way in the distance. And for this, because we want these stars to be visible, we probably want the fog distance to be huge. Yeah, and then we can scale it up, put a few others around. And maybe like twist them so they don't, make sure they're not so obvious. And that sky needs to be way darker so you can see them. That's pretty cool. And we'll make it not so blue, or make it white maybe, yeah. And because they're so far away, the rendering engine is such that they kind of twinkle by themselves, which is pretty awesome. And I'll adjust that so it looks like, yeah, maybe it's part of the Milky Way, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just so I made that thing, which is a huge microchip grouped with the stars put on sphere, inside sphere, and then I just copied these around. But that does mean that yeah, maybe this will work. That's changed all of their color. Instead of just one of them, you need to go. This might work. I'm not sure. So let's just try making it really obvious by using red. Yeah, it works. So select all of them, even though they're in groups. You can use the coat mode stuff, and just select all those groups. Boop. Yeah, it's pretty useful, and you can easily preview what it actually looks like by turning off X-ray. Cool. So there's a big empty patch there, so I'll just copy a new one, make it huge. That's pretty good enough for a demo. Thing is, the sunlight is yellow, which is why we can see the yellow. This surface is yellow, so actually we want it to be kind of bluey, like a pale blue for nighttime. Yeah, what else should we do? Neon. Let's add some neon because we're in a. We're trying to make a sci-fi thingy, sci-fi area. So we want some sci-fi stuff, some big cities and that. Oh yeah. Stay upright. Yeah, there we go. So I just smooshed this down all the way so it's flat, and turned on upright mode, and now I can just like make a ton of buildings really easily. And you can even so I'll go bluish, yeah. Make them slightly different colors like this. Yeah, so if you flick it, then it'll like slowly change. If you stop it by just clicking R2, then each one will be a random shade of those selected. So let's make a lighter one. I don't know if you can see the difference actually. Let's do that. Yeah, so you can see they're slightly different. Whereas these ones are all the same color. And you can actually, because you've got this surface, you can go surface snap, and now it surface snaps from that starting point. So if we delete all those ones, because they're just floating around, like that. Then we could just get a larger base one. That's like that. Put some things on top of that. This is actually how I made my like sandcastle-y things in my game. more of an animated short or something. The castles of sand. Yeah, it's just really easy. Oh yeah, it kind of messes up a bit if it's too on facing the shape. So you got to go kind of to the side of it. That happens for the stretch tool as well. It's unclear if it's a bug or not. Okay. So we got a city. So, but this is like tiny. So that maybe let's put it like off in the distance, and maybe we're looking down at it from up here. Also, because we've got a city. Oh, one idea I just had actually is turn off upright mode. And do a smaller one across like that. And rotate it just like that. Let's rotate it so it's kind of straight. Yeah, there we go. And now I can make some like sky bridges, like proper old school stories and films and whatnot. Around here and there. There you go. Yeah, sci-fi. Let's add some lights. So I think I'll just go for the paint method here, and I'll turn on grid. So do I want to turn on grid? Probably. We can always adjust them in a minute. So if we make the grid smaller, make these smaller, then just do a long line down like that. Let's actually make them even smaller. And it doesn't even matter how neat this is. That one just went straight through, probably because we're using the grid. So like that. Then we can make them kind of yellowy, not too yellowy. It's tricky with yellow because if you're not careful it starts to look slightly green, so you have to go slightly orangey yellow to get it to look right. So then we can go in here. Hey Super Gaming Lizard, how you going? Lower the density like that. Maybe let's turn on that grid again. Maybe swap these two so because they looked a bit similar. Maybe change the start point and end point. I'll tell you what we could do. We could make them just stick out more like that, and now they'll be off anyway, so then we can go change the start point so that it comes down a bit like that. Make them fade down the bottom so the ones at the top are more visible, and give them some glow, which we'll need to turn off studio lighting. Don't need light from the glow, just want the glow. Like that. So then we can just either do that or we can just make more. So I think I'll do it without the guide and just with that. And I'll turn that to minimal so you can see it better. And you want studio lighting again. So we want the rule flex, and because we don't actually want it to be like okay, yeah, rule flex just ignores that. Yeah, we can just do it here like that. Oh, I went on to the other building. Like that. Do ones crossways. Now, because I'm doing this quickly, it's probably not going to be it's not very straight and whatnot, but it might look okay anyway. You could always comb it actually. That's probably a sneaky trick. Let's try for fun. Let's just see how that looks. It's not bad, but it's all the middle ones over here. Probably because it's... yeah, so maybe we'll do that separately. But let's try... so I'll make a new painting. And I'll just make it yellow from the start. Yeah, let's try just doing it on normal. Oh, it's a bit annoying. There we go. And it's probably too close. Let's just like, let's find a larger one. And let's just do it all scribbly like that. Probably not, don't want to go over the top of it itself. Like that. I don't know if this will work at all, but it's something to do. Now we go stroke density. Okay, and then we go into style mode, grab the comb. It kind of works. It'll probably work for some styles. So if like maybe if we let's just copy that. Maybe if we made that like that, and then we go made the building out of just a dark painting. By the way, if you want something that looks kind of concretey or steel, like steel or whatever, or stone or something, then just make it slightly blue. So like if you make it dark but it's kind of red, then it can be really obvious, even if it's fairly unsaturated. So you can like make sure it's like perfectly no color at all, but it actually looks kind of nice if you give it a slight bit of blue on it in it. Yeah, and that looks kind of cool. So we want that to be a line. And then like that. So this is quite a nice way of doing a skyline. So if I group those, you could do that. No, you can't do that. Let's group those, and then have them like that. So like flip that like that, and then flip that upways like that. And you can just arrange some of these however you like. have some without. Oh, tweak the oh, there you go. That's where you need those visual guides. You can just tweak this a bit and then it looks completely different. And like tweak those at the ends and stuff. And now you have a whole like skyline thing in the distance. Yeah. Not too bad. So maybe I'll just put those even further in the distance. There's like another city in the background. And of course, it being sci-fi, you have to have a I don't know what you call it, but it's like a warning thingy for planes or something, where it's just like a dot right at the top of something. So it'd be tiny, but have tons of glow on it, like that. And it'll be like sitting on top of a skyscraper, maybe another one as well. Oh, and maybe it's like seems a bit thin. I'll just add impasto. Maybe we'll make it kind of flash on and off a bit. Maybe I think boil would work. No. Oh, playtime. No. Let's try. Oh, that works. that was unbelievably easy, wasn't it? Just turn boil all the way up. Job done. Cool. Let's add. So let's group all this. Did I get it? No. Yeah, I did. Group it and move it over. Aircraft warning light. Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe add. So let's make this darker. Roughness. Make it slightly. Oh yeah, we could make this slightly shiny, couldn't we? So yeah, shiny, and then as you look around, it kind of glints slightly in the light. I don't know if that's what you do with this kind of scene, but oh, there we go. That's why it's not dark enough. There you go. Okay,